Most people are out here charging $500 to $1,000 for websites, while Paige is closing $40,000 website deals with GoHighLevel. And in this video, she's going to show us how she positions, prices, and sells these high-ticket GoHighLevel websites to local businesses. You don't want to miss this. What's up, everybody? I am back with Paige due to popular demand, and she has so many high-ticket strategies to share with us right now. Paige, let's just jump right into it, not waste any time.
No doubt. Okay, so Declan asked me to come on here and talk to you about how I have been able to sell 10K projects, 20K projects, 40K projects, how I've made six figures from a single client at a time. And so I thought I would just break that down for us, especially, and I'll preface this by saying we're in an era of AI, so it feels like there's downward pressure on our pricing. And I think I just have maybe an insight or two that can help you and help you grow and help you sell higher ticket. So can I share my screen? Let's see.
You absolutely can. And by the way, guys, at any time during this video, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments down below and I will answer personally.
So this is just a little guide I put together so that we can stay on track. But basically, my goal is to bring you insights for selling 10 to 40K projects, helping businesses with marketing and sales solutions with high level. Everything we do and we build for clients is now done on high level. I've been in this space for 13 years. We've sold over 240 websites that we've built. And this is basically a case study from personal experience of selling a client that's spent well over 100K lifetime spend from this single client. 40K was the initial project that was broken down into 3 phases. And so I've got screenshots here for you to show you how we put this together in the proposal. And I'm actually going to give you more insights of what should be included on proposals in order for you to close deals like these. So you can see phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, it's a little over 40 grand. This is a screenshot from Stripe here showing the all-time customer spend for this one customer, just for these first 3 phases. And that is a service fee for building out a project, which I'll get more into here in a moment. And then this is the monthly software fee that continues to roll in month after month after month. These are separate fees. And this recurring income is really what I believe is such a game changer for us in this space, whether you feel like you're a freelancer or an agency owner, service provider. This is exciting. This is cash up front and high ticket cash flow. This is the monthly recurring that I know is the reason why we're all in this space and excited about what we do.
I love this. So this is all, you got one time and recurring. You have like the best of both worlds, it looks like.
Yeah. And anybody can do this, and maybe right. Results will vary. So maybe your price is not this high. Maybe it always comes down to scope. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. But actually this project has then led into a $7,500 a month retainer fee for services that are in addition to the software fee.
Wait, that's a monthly fee of $7,500?
Yeah, for services, for marketing services.
Exactly. Guys, $7,500 per month. That is insane.
This was the scope. These are screenshots actually from the proposal of the tech setup, what we were doing, phase 2 to build out a website. So again, this comes down to scope. This was a robust website of over 60 plus pages. And that was just the initial phase 2 scope on that. And I'll talk about phases in a moment because I think that that's really helpful to kind of understand. And then the phase 3 scope was basically building them into a system. So I would imagine, and Declan, you can ask me any questions. Guys, put questions in the chat or in the comments below so we can respond to them. But I would imagine there are a couple of questions coming up for people. The question might be, what industry was this? This is construction. And so, of course, it does vary by industry. Also, people might be asking, like, where were they and what problems were you solving? This was actually a startup. So they didn't have a CRM system. They knew they wanted a sales force and a team that would be doing outbound calling. They knew they needed a CRM. In fact, actually, I meant to cross this out. When they originally came to us, they were asking if they should use Pipedrive.
Interesting.
And y'all better believe we did not use Pipedrive. Everything.
Better not, or you're getting on my channel.
We built everything in high level. So I think what's interesting is because you could see, these are screenshots when we were literally, this is us crossing out pipe drive and saying, look, these are high level. Sometimes when you meet a client like this, they have ideas and insights in their head, and you are brainstorming with them on what they want their business to look like. And maybe it's an evolving experience. You know, what I like to say is like get the initial invoice in the bank and you can always grow from there. So this project started off with phase 1 and we just kept building. And that's how we were able to finally show to them this is everything that you can do in high level. Like, I mean, these are things that anyone watching this channel, watching Declan's channel or stepping into my community can learn. I mean, contact tagging, custom fields, opportunity pipelines. There's only 2 of them, right? Intake forms with, you know, custom field questions, documents for signature, right? These guys need to send out proposals for e-signature, newsletter, email template design. This is all stuff that you guys can make, and it's expanded from there. What I wanted to do was include a couple of screenshots too of some of the automation workflows. Just keep in mind, I mean, we're in an era of AI, so it's easy to get kind of in this mindset trap that all businesses need is AI, but really businesses need a lot of automation. I mean, point blank, whether it's a startup or an established company, they need to be able to automate things. So things like lead nurture sequences and drip sequences and writing that email copy for them and collecting all of their video assets and putting that out into their prospecting follow-up, scheduled call reminders. So setting up the digital calendars inside of High Level.
Paige,
Yeah.
do you mind if I interrupt you? This is a question that I really think we need to address.
Yeah.
And can clearly very professionally answer this, but obviously there's a lot of people that are like, AI is doing this, AI is doing that, freaking out. But I'm starting to see this wave of people kind of almost being like, okay, AI is not as great as everyone's saying it is. And I'm even seeing this myself. Like there's a lot of people that act like it solves every problem, but still there's so many things on the table that it's not solving and it fails to solve. So in your professional experience here, would you say that websites and all this stuff is being devalued, or is it just being kind of moved into a different realm? Like, I know this is a tad bit off topic, but it kind of is on topic. I get a lot of questions like this. And I personally believe that things are becoming more valuable because there's more shit being pumped into the system, so to speak. So how would you answer that? You know, are these services like your websites, all this stuff being devalued, or is well, like, what do you have to say for that?
Yeah, it's well actually I wanted to get into that in terms of like how you're positioning yourself because I think to some degree, you know, we just signed another 5-figure deal that the person right before they signed the invoice said or signed the proposal said, "We've got 3 other proposals for half the price and our Gen Z employee used Claude Code to create a website." Right? So
Gen Z.
that is happening right now. They'll go, well, look what Manus created or look what Claude created. And why do we need to pay a higher fee to have this built out? And that comes to positioning. So for me, you know, this is more, if you look at even these screenshots of what we're doing, this is more than a website. You've got the calendars behind it. You've got the documents behind it. Now, could you go to Manus and say, I need you to create this entire robust system? Potentially. But what a business owner also fears is having zero control and not understanding how things get fixed over time.
Yeah.
So it can become just as costly to build something instantly that you then spend a long time trying to fix and realize that you can't reliably log in every single day and get what you need done. Now, do I think that AI is evolving to the point where it's putting downward pressure on our pricing? Yes. I think that's where it comes into positioning of how you actually show up for these clients. So as I continue to show you, I mean, everything from documents and proposals. Now we're doing voice AI answering the phone, using ChatGPT AI action steps to summarize notes, voicemail drops. We're doing more manual call list actions, all this sort of stuff. As I expand with this, I am their architect. I am their digital architect. And in fact, that's what I really wanted to talk about here as well, is that, you know, there's so many ways you can sell these solutions. This is one way that I and my small team and I enjoy selling it, is high ticket up front and then the monthly recurring retainer. But the only way you're going to be able to sell these is by a shift of identity. And Declan, I'm sure you see a lot of people in your community that are kind of hard set on selling just one singular solution.
Yep.
And I believe, at least for me, that selling the architecture and being the digital architect is actually what commands higher pricing, because you are creating the entire system and structure, not just a website or not just monthly social media or not just voice AI standalone. And also that is why I said there's so many ways you can sell solutions. Don't don't get me wrong. You could just sell a singular thing. You could keep, if you wanted to, just selling a website that really only is a brochure. However, I believe that your prices will be significantly lower and you are going to be going for a quantity game of a
Yeah.
volume of clients over fewer clients that can pay you more money. So, to each their own, because they believe it's about what you want your lifestyle to feel like. And so this was my shift. I went from web designer to digital architect. I've got a friend that's still to this day, she's really proud of it and I'm proud of her, but they sell $8,000 Squarespace websites. That's great.
$8,000 Squarespace website?
Yeah, people are still doing it, right? She positions herself as a high-end branding design team, and
Dude.
they still do it to this day. Now,
On
I on
Squarespace?
Squarespace, and they're going to get underbid time after time. She's going to continue to have to position herself as premium, but the part where we were actually walking in the park, she had had a baby and was kind of taking, like, the time out to become a new mom. And I asked her how her business was going, and she said that she's still doing really well selling these Squarespace websites. And I said, well, what do you do about the calendar scheduling and the documents and invoicing and collecting payments? And how do they email and how do they do text message marketing? And she said, we don't like to be in charge of that. We just connect everything with Zapier and we're done. And I used to feel that way. And that's why I'm trying to shout from the rooftops to other website designers and freelancers is I used to feel that way. I didn't want to be responsible. But then something really clicked for me, and I realized that if I choose to be responsible, I get paid more. And in 5 years' time, when I go back and walk around the park with my friend, in 5 years' time, I'm going to have enough recurring income that I never have to sell a website again in my life.
Yep.
And she's going to still have to keep selling them. And so I hope that helps the people watching. Like, please drop a comment and let us know, because Declan brings me onto his channel because, I think I make a difference for saying something to people, but please do let us know in the comments, because the idea here is to not sell sites anymore. You're selling systems. I call them everything from AI growth websites to AI growth systems, AI growth sites. It doesn't matter. The whole point is you're saying you are a business. You want to be able to log into one place and see everything, and we're going to engineer it for you. So, what we are personally building based on this model, don't see a 100K lifetime spend off of a client and think that we have some sort of snapshot that we've sold, 600 times. This is highly customized. And so, what we're doing is we're actually selling them a custom solution for their business, and AI can speed us up, and it does speed us up every step of the way. In fact, it's a competitive advantage. But the main overarching, which I think you probably know if you're on Declan's channel, the main overarching, or watching this on my channel, is this is the business model. You sell the project fee, and then you separate, secondarily, you sell the software platform fee. So you get to resell this software with your brand on it, and you can do it transparently. We sell it as Kismet on high level. We literally use the word in all of our billing and all of our information. When people log in, they see our brand for Kismet, but they see high level. And every time I am on a process of selling a new project, I'm telling them you're going to be built on high level, backed by six-figure millions in venture capital funding, on a rocket ship trajectory to outpace even, their largest competitor. So I give them that confidence, and that's how we do it. I've also got like a masterclass training. You can comment if you want to check that out, but I actually walk through more of this. But I'm gonna go. Can I keep going, Declan? Can I go through some more
Keep
details?
attacking. I'm loving it.
Sweet. So more proof. Just because it's really important. This is Michelle landing a 31K client because I showed her how to use video outreach. And guys, this was full transparency a couple years ago. Like, we can do even more than we could do then. This was a couple of weeks ago. Ala came on one of our coaching calls and said that he has gone from 6K as his highest project to two 15K projects. And why I think this is so important is this happened a couple of weeks ago, and it's easy to believe that, well, maybe even a 5K project is now somehow devalued because AI can create it quickly. But when you step into, again, the architecture frame of mind, you realize that there's so much more to do than just putting up a couple of website pages. And then this was a 22K project for a weight loss company. Um, my team and I, Declan, we have, as of yet, this will change in a couple of months of saying this, but as of yet, we've actually not niched down. So we've sold to weight loss companies and construction and real estate. And it's been really cool because we've been able to sell high ticket custom solutions and learn a lot, which I'm going to get to how this can help you listening and watching this video right now, how it can help you. But if you are in a niche, by all means, double down on that, because the more you stay in one industry, obviously, the faster you can scale. And I've got plenty more testimonials where those come from. But here's what I really wanted to talk about is I think there are three big problems. So if you're watching this right now and you're going, okay, Paige, spill the tea on the process for how I can go get a 20K, 40K project, then I have to start with this, because if you don't fix this, you will not get there. And you're going to go, that's awesome. I watched another cool video with Declan and Paige, but I still didn't land a high ticket project. And it'll be because of these problems, not because the process doesn't work. And so I just wanted to kind of take a moment on these, because you might believe, oh, wow, that's working. That's working for people all over the world. It's working for you. It's working for people in your community. But if you're struggling to raise your prices and step into this, I think these problems are probably at bay. This one, I don't mean to be like repeating myself like a broken record, but if you're willing to shift your thinking to being in charge of more than just a website or more than just a singular service, and you take on this architect role, you will get paid more. You will be inherently more valuable to that business. And once you have this vision, you have to take massive and perfect action. Like, there's no other way to put it. It's not going to feel comfortable. It's not going to feel squeaky clean, but you have to take massive action. The second thing is you have to get paid to learn. And this is what I see so often in the high level space. So many people coming on calls and asking me about this and asking me about that and asking me about this and asking and saying, I hear a lot, this question often of like, where do I start if I want to learn a lot more about high level? And here's my answer: open up the platform, spend 45 minutes clicking on every single menu item, click on every single menu item, click on every single tab within a menu item, get a glance at it, use your brain and your critical thinking to go, oh, maybe that means it can do XYZ, and then stop. Close the platform down for a moment and go start having conversations. You have to talk to people, you have to make offers, and you need to get paid to learn. So I think the biggest problem, number two, is people are trying to learn behind the scenes when they really need to get paid to learn. If you've spent even 30 minutes inside the platform to click on the menu items, you know enough of what it's capable of to go out there and make an offer. What do you think, Declan? Do you agree with that?
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I say this all the time. I just love hearing it from a second source. All right. If you're interested in learning more about how to sell these kinds of websites and going even more in depth, I have a free community that you can join when you go right down below. Now, all you have to do to get access is sign up with my 30-day free trial down below, or upgrade and you can get right into my community. And if you don't believe that it's over $15,000 worth of free bonuses, you're going to change your mind once you see this. So first up is a community full of winners, okay, where you can ask questions, post, and get constant motivation. Then it's every single video training and resource and pre-built out system you could possibly need. Trainings for both beginners and more advanced people, client getting systems, how to get clients, snapshots, sales scripts, fulfillment offers, agency snapshots, even Dominic's bonuses. I mean, literally everything you could possibly need all in one place. But most importantly, you get access to up to 7 live coaching calls every single week for free. That's ones with me where you can talk to me and ask questions. We have calls where we show you how to get clients, giving you custom tailored solutions to your agency. We have help with sales. We have how to get clients advanced as if you want to scale up as an agency using ads and whatnot. Learn Go High Level so you can master it. Help with your Go High Level problems, setting up complex systems. Then, of course, the call with me, which is absolutely insane. And you can message me whenever you want in that right-hand corner. I'm telling you, there is no one giving away what I give away. It is absolutely insane. So if you're looking to really take things to the next level and actually utilize Go High Level to the fullest, I'm telling you, there is no place greater than the AI SaaS Lab, which is this community right here. So if that interests you, go right down below, click that 30-day free trial, sign up, or use the other link to upgrade, and I'll see you in there.
Yeah. So I think one of your benchmarks to start should be how many conversations did I have this week and how many offers have I made? And that will directly, more than you feeling like you're an expert on the platform, which none of us can be with the fact that High Level releases new features every other hour. And so you
Right?
can't wait until you feel like an expert in order to go sell these. So I can't stress that enough. That is hugely important. And then the third problem that I see so often is, and I did this myself. I mean, 5 years ago, I was this person. I was always thinking that there was a better tool, something else for me to learn, some other latest framework. I'm going to, maybe once I figure this out, then I'll go have conversations, chasing shiny objects. Even just yesterday in my community, someone was asking, like, well, what about this third party tool that plugs into High Level and does this like outstanding voice AI process? And I looked at the person and I said, why don't you just go sell this solution to a company?
I know.
See what High Level can build natively before you go spend, whatever their offer is and buy, 20 licenses on a third party tool that you don't know how long it's going to be supported. And so stop going down endless rabbit holes, right? Like stop thinking that there's something shinier than this, because I guarantee you there's not. And if I hadn't wasted so much time in 2020 when I first found out about High Level, looking at all of the other shiny objects, all of the other platforms that were claiming to be all in one, and I had really just like put blinders on, I'd be infinitely more ahead. I'd have a whole nother year under my belt. So if you're hearing this right now and you're like, wow, I needed to hear this, just push it all aside and understand that what High Level builds is enough for the kinds of projects that I just showed you. Like we are only building. If people ask me what epic third party tool we're plugging onto High Level is, I'm like, aside from AI, nothing. Like we just go native because there's so
Same.
much we can
Yeah.
build.
I actually think High Level's AI is the best I've been able to find.
Nice, nice. Yeah, and that was what I expressed the other day. I was like, you just have to have conversations with clients, and I'm actually going to get through the process, and kind of this example will make more sense. But we had one client, another 5-figure project we built, and this was in the dog training niche. I kid you not, I have worked with so many different industries in the last 13 years, and in this dog training niche, the conversation was not, do you need, sorry, I don't know why my notifications are going off. The conversation was not, do you need voice AI? The conversation was very sixth grade level speak. It was, what's happening when your phone rings? Right? That was it. That's all I asked. What's happening when your phone rings? I noticed you have a Google Voice number. What happens when your phone rings? And guess what the answer was? Well, our staff is answering dozens of spam calls a day. We hate it. Is there anything we can do about the spam? And I thought, well, we'll let voice AI handle the spam. And guess what? We'll also program voice AI to have two more goals, which is to transfer the call if it's an actual client. And then the third goal would be to book a consult if it's a prospect. And guess what's happening now? The native High Level voice AI is booking new sales appointments for them. Like we set out to solve another problem and we gave them a brand new solution to something else.
The power of AI, let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's the process. This is really, I think, kind of the meat of it is, I want to demystify this experience. So the first thing is, and I should actually I'm going to put it in all caps, like start conversations is freaking number one. Oh my God, conversations. Start conversations is absolutely the step one. And I often talk about like, you need to create clients. They're not going to just fall in your lap like
Yep.
a magic rabbit in a hat or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And so you can get or build a list. We've talked about this actually on other videos that I've been able to do with Declan, and, follow your due diligence and don't spam people, or go to referrals, go to your networks, right? This particular client that came through was a referral, but the last 3 clients that we've sold have been through outreach. So You can do either or all of the above, but you have to have conversations. And so this is our real competitive advantage today is you can now, instead of just getting them onto a what I like to call a co-discovery call, now you can actually create something for them with AI and say, look what we built for you, right? And send it off in a video because video is the number one way to build trust. Go check out that other video we did on the channel. And you're going to be able to stand out. The co-discovery call process, I have an entire workshop guide on this, but I just wanted to share this off. So this is a image here of a Canva whiteboard that I gave away. Can you see the different tab, Declan, if I jump over here?
I can. You just got to zoom in.
I'm zooming in. So what this was and what this is a way to do co-discovery. So when you get on a Zoom call with a prospect, you've started conversations, you're talking to them about the fact that you are an architect, you can build systems for their business and an all-in-one platform so that their business is organized, they log into one place and they know what's going on. And what we do when we get on Zoom is instead of me asking the regular schmegular questions and waiting for them to answer and just asking them about their businesses, we do co-discovery. So think of this like a brainstorming session. And so I get on here and we go through 11 categories, everything from automation to documents, how are they collecting money, whether or not they have any kind of organization in a CRM fashion. And all we do is we take notes. I've got these little sticky notes here. And so I share this with the client while we're on the call. And in fact, I've even made a version of this. So let me go step back into our guide here. I've even made a version of it that I think is even a little bit more user friendly. Let me see if I'll pop this up. So this is just a version. I actually had Manus AI create a little application. And so it's the same idea. You can see we're talking about websites and funnels, lead intake, CRM and opportunities, digital calendar scheduling, prospecting, documents, contracts, etc., onboarding automation. So these are those categories that we walk through. And what I'm doing is I'm taking notes with them. I'm going, oh, that's great. Well, what about after a client says yes to you and pays the initial payment? What happens next? What do you automate next? And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just asking questions and then we're brainstorming. Declan, did you have a thought on this?
No. I'm just agreeing with it. I'm listening very closely.
Yeah. And so what I love about this process, and I mean, I kind of stumbled into it because I used to watch hundreds of YouTube videos trying to figure out what the perfect sales call flow
Yeah.
was and how to psychologically get them geared up to buy from you. And then I thought, what if we just mapped out what they wanted to build so that they had a plan, whether they chose to work with me or not, and they're bought in to what they want to build. So when I can ask very simple questions like, well, once somebody graduates with you or their service in time with you is over, do you automatically ask them for reviews? Well, no, we don't. And then what I'm doing is just typing a bullet note and going, automatic review request. That's one line item. And the thing I love about this is then they'll go, oh, and we could tell them that they get 10% off if they refer a friend. Boom. Now they're collaborating. I'm writing that down as another bullet point item. And all of the bullet points, along with all of the standard tasks that you would need to build these things out in high level, get added to a scope of work and put onto the proposal. So now when I send a proposal, let's move on to the next step. So now when I send a proposal, I mean detailed scope.
Do you mind zooming in just a tad, Paige, please?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, no problem. And actually, I think I have this one pulled up. Here it is. So let me zoom in on this one. This is the actual high level document builder. And we do line by line scope. So scope, how many calls are you having? When are you having them? Tech setup. What are you doing? Like these are the standard ones, right? Websites and funnels. These are standard. But guess what? Page design, that is a general statement here. So I'm talking about adding additional bullet points, writing in every single website page you plan to build. If you go down further and you start thinking about some of the growth tools, calendars, how many calendars, what types of calendars. In fact, I did a co-discovery call with a prospect just the other day and I said, oh, we need digital calendar scheduling for you is what it sounds like. Because I start with simple questions like, how do you get a new client? And he's explaining it to me. And I'm going, oh, well, that's a point in time where they're actually getting on the phone with you. Awesome. That'll be a calendar. And before I knew it, he had thought he needed one calendar appointment, but he realized that he also does a second follow-up call plus an onboarding call. And it was like 4 different calendar appointment types. All those details are they're created in that co-discovery experience and they're added here to the proposal. So by the time they see it, they're bought in on the scope. They're envisioning what you can build. And so you lay it all out. Same thing with automation workflows. Which workflows? Maybe you're building 6 of them and one of them is for, a nurture sequence and one is for new client onboarding and one is for what happens with opportunities when a document is signed, and you write them all out. And when you can write line by line scope like this, you stand out from other agencies because I don't know about you, Declan, but I've seen a lot of other marketing agency proposals and they often look like a glorified slide presentation.
Yeah, I know.
They look like slide decks and they're just like, but then they don't say anything and you flip through 18 slides to get to the part where it's like, what's the scope? And they have 3 sentences. I'm talking about the kind of level of clarity where somebody, this just happened to us, wanted to pay double because we were so clear on our scope. And they were actually screenshotting from other proposals and going, this is what they said they would build for half. And then I was able to pull back up our proposal that we had sent to them and said, well, these are why this expands beyond what they're saying. And this is how it helps your business. And so we can always pull back from here. And that way we can have the investment. I wanted to show this part of the proposal off because this is very important. So we can have the investment. And one, you might be thinking, well, how do I know what price to put on it? Is it 10,000? Is it 12,000? Whatever. How is it $40,000? It all comes down to scope. And the number one hack for you to know how much you should be charging, I kid you not, is once you have written down all the detailed line by line scope, copy and paste or screenshot, go to Chat GPT, open up Claude, open up Gemini, wherever
I
you
knew
want
you
to
were
do,
gonna say that.
and you go, what, based on what I am building for this type of client, what is the industry average rate for this work? And it will give you a range and you will pick a part in that range that you feel comfortable and excited to present to the client. And then there you go. And this has prevented me from undercharging so many times. And so that is definitely what you're going to do. And you're going to separate out the software fees. Incredibly important. This software is billed separately. It's very important that they pay it separately. It's important that they understand wallet rebilling, and it's important that they sign off on this, knowing that after you build your services, they will have separate software fees. And we can do a whole nother video on like how to onboard them.
I love all this. There's just one thing I want to, applaud you on that I absolutely love is the fact that you have your proposals inside of Go High Level. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's so easy, but I am not going to it's insane, Paige, the amount of people I know that don't use High Level's native template builder for contracts and documents. They use other softwares and they don't know why. They never answer. They're like, we just didn't know they had it. It's like, it's everything in one. It's so easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing because you can automate. I mean, inside of High Level's workflow builder, you can automate based on a trigger of what happens with these proposals.
Yep.
When they go out, when they're viewed, when they're sent, when they're signed. It's amazing what you can do. So 100%, we love it. Plus, this kind of payment schedule and pricing can also automatically generate invoices, and those are then paid. And so if I add a payment schedule here, right, then it's paid. Typically, I just do kind of like these quick payment options to let them know that they can pay in full or pay monthly. And then I go and make sure that those invoices look good. But you could do it any way you want. And then you can have all your terms. Like it's not just a proposal, it's the actual contract. And you can lay out everything that is important, right, from an independent contractor agreement. So standpoint. I actually I offer this proposal template to anybody who wants it. So feel free to comment and we can make sure we can get you a link over to this because I think this just stands you out. I've seen way too many PowerPoint presentation proposals that leave clients wondering why they should spend the money. Next kind of pro tip on this is once you get that proposal together, send it in a video and then follow up. And so I've talked about this on previous videos, but don't just send somebody a link to this document when you're talking about high ticket. When you're talking about high ticket, and they're buying into trust in you and your team, you really need to make sure that you show up on video because that's building an additional layer of trust. So what I will do is hit record on a video where I am screen sharing the proposal that I've created for them. I am referring back to the co-discovery call we had based on everything we talked about, based on what I know your business goals are, based on the system we're going to build, right? This is what we're building for you. And then I talk about, I've mentioned this so many times, it's like I talk about 3 light bulbs. What makes our approach differently? We build transparently in front of them so they can see everything in progress. Number 2 that makes us different is that we believe in client empowerment. So they'll never be handcuffed to us. And what we build here will be infinitely scalable for years to come. And they can always like get our help and support bringing it in house. So a lot of people are afraid to be handcuffed to agencies. And then number 3, we use AI effectively to speed us up. That's our competitive advantage, right? And the high level platform. And then the second and third light bulbs we turn on are how we've helped other people. So we use real examples of other clients we've served and how this is going to work for them in terms of what their average customer value might be and how this is just a fraction of that. So for example, the dog training company that we sold a 5-figure deal to, I talked about their average lifetime spend, and just a couple of clients will pay off this initial investment. We're going to build this whole system for them that they can use for years to come to continue to grow their revenues. And in fact, they just did 106K in revenue last month since launching a
Damn.
couple of months ago. They are absolutely killing it. That's a company that AI is booking consults for them and they're just racking in the sales, and they're using everything as native and high level. And so anyway, once you send that video, and the third one it's called inner light bulb. And those are the things that might be the objections that they've told you already. Maybe they're hesitant to migrate off of another platform. You need to mention that in this video when you share the proposal, right? Maybe they don't, maybe they're getting other proposals and you know it from other companies, and your light bulb is, I understand you're also doing requests for proposals from others. If you have any questions about how our vision for this compares to their vision to this, just reach out and ask. And then you need a very, very confident close on this when you send off this proposal. The best way to be confident is to just literally assume the sale and say the next steps. So what you're going to do now is you're going to click the button below. You'll be able to review and sign this proposal. And then as soon as you sign it, I'll send you the initial invoice, and we're going to go ahead and set up your client portal. We're going to schedule that kickoff call. I look forward to working with you. If you leave your video in any other way, you've left it like up in the air, a floatiness of a lack of confidence. You have to, right? You have to transfer confidence. And then you need to follow up, because even if you were very confident in that video, people get busy. But the reason why I say video first is instead of every time they think about, should I go sign this? They don't click on the proposal and scroll down to the price. They click on your face on a video GIF. Yep. And then they click on the proposal. They're reminded that you care about their business, and you still need to follow up, right? And your follow-ups can be very, very simple. Checking in with you, looking forward to getting started. I'm slating next week's kickoff calls. We've got a spot to start you before the end of the month. Yep. Like, if we don't get going, it's looking like we're going to have to start in June, July, right? So these are ways that I can reach out quickly to just say, do you have any other questions for me? I'd love to get us kicked off, that sort of thing. And then when you onboard the new client, this is just let me show you the real deal over here in Notion. Wow, I'm zoomed in. This is just our client portal. And so we've got all of the tasks here. And this is what you can see, like all of the tasks. When we have all of the line item scope, they're seeing it again. All of this is confidence reinforcing, because they're like, wow, Paige and her team have a plan. I actually helped brainstorm that plan. Now I can see it all in action. And I know that what I'm paying for is all being accomplished because it's being checked off as we go. Yeah. And the clients typically have like 3 things to do up top, right? And then we do all the rest. And then this is the way we also can kind of track our meetings and everything here too. So that's the way we do it. And pro tip, if you're listening to this, because high ticket projects also have the potential for scope creep.
Yeah.
So, right?
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
that's what I'll do. I'll just create a new task. I'll go, that's a great new idea. I love that. Like we're in the middle of a meeting. I'm like, that is a great new idea, client. Why don't we go ahead and make this part of phase 3?
Yeah. Keeping them in line, Paige. Keeping
Yeah.
them in line.
I go, that's perfect. We can do it part of phase 3. And you'll find it depends by client. Some clients will want to go, well, yeah, well, we got to do that before we launch. And you go, okay, I'll put together a quote for phase 3 based on everything that you want. And then others might go, okay, well, we can get to that after we launch. And now you literally have like a natural upsell. Like we have a client right now where we're meeting next week. And it's like, we've already launched phase 1. They're now ready and talking about phase 2. And so this is a really helpful way so that you literally acknowledge their idea, you put it on the board, and then you're also acknowledging that it's outside of scope. So just FYI, I hope that helps. That's like kind of a pro tip that took me a long time of
Well,
doing more than I
it's a big pro tip.
should. So then that's it. So you're onboarding the new client, and that's where I was showing you, like we just put those details in there, and this allows you to upsell more solutions.
That was amazing, Paige. I mean, so much information. And guys, what we're going to do now, because this is super important, is right as we wrap this up here, we're going to be linking a video at the end of this video that's going to be basically using video to get paying clients. Paige, really quickly, tell them why they should watch that video, because I think it's absolute gold. It's one of the best prospecting videos I've ever seen. But why should they watch the video that's about to pop up in 20 seconds?
Well, you should watch the video because you could do a lot of things right now for your marketing, all kinds of things, and all of them will work if you go deep enough. But I believe wholeheartedly, I've seen it from the dozens and dozens of video testimonials I have. Video will be the number one way you can build trust with complete strangers or even your referrals. And video will close higher ticket deals at a faster rate than just text alone. That's bar none, hands down.
I love that. Well, Paige, thank you so much for your time and thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks so much, Declan.
Perfect. All right, guys, you know what to do. Drop a comment down below if you have any questions and watch the video that pops up right now.